With sugar and spice and a roll of the dice, you're listening to The Dice Girls.
I was just a tadpole.
It doesn't take you very long to get into WolfPine, especially now. I'm assuming that I assume Rhakna is going to ride the second horse and Kai and Triggus are going to share the first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that makes your travel go a lot quicker. It still is a full day's journey to WolfPine from where you were in the Cosmar Forest. So the sun has already started to set by the time you get there, or it's kind of like early dusk. It's not dark yet, it's still daylight, but it's starting to fade away. And as you come upon WolfPine, you can see, because you've traveled so north, the forest is more like piney kind of forest. It's chillier for sure. And WolfPine is a really tiny community. It's like, you can't even call it a town. It's a village, and it's all made of like the dark wood that goes along with the pine trees, the pine wood, as you would probably call it. As you enter town, you can see, it's almost like watching an anthill. Everybody looks like they're doing a job. They all have a direction they're going. As you look upon it, it looks almost as if they're reinforcing things, they're tying things down, they're taking things indoors. People are running back and forth there's like one main street through this town, one main path, really, because it's such a small place. And there's, in the center of the town, it looks like a tavern, and it looks like it's the only place in town that has any lights on at all, and you can see people coming in and out pretty regularly. You don't get very far into town, into the village, before someone kind of notices you. I mean, this is a very small town, you are outsiders, you stick out pretty much.
We kind of stick out wherever we go anyways.
That's true. That's very true.
I don't think there are many changelings walking around in their true form.
No, definitely not. And not many Tritons. And not a ton of half-orcs, I would assume, either. Or if there are, they're scary ones. Not that Rhakna's not scary, now that I think about it, actually. Yeah,
I mean,
Rhakna's
40 damage. That's kind of terrifying.
She's
I don't like to brag, but yeah, 40 damage.
Yeah,
That was me.
Oh my gosh. Someone stops you, one of the guys, he's a human, but he's like a larger human. He looks basically like a lumberjack. And, he stops you on your way into town, and he's carrying like a big bundle of wood just like on his shoulder. And
is everyone singing while they're working? I feel like everyone's like singing while they're working.
No, there's no singing. I'm sure some of them are probably humming maybe, or talking to themselves. I don't think anyone's outright singing.
Whistling?
Yeah, we'll say there's a couple of people whistling while they work. And this big burly human guy with a stack of logs on his shoulder stops, and he says, where are you fine folks headed this evening? Can we help you? Welcome to WolfPine. Hi, we're kind of shut down at the moment. What can we help you with?
First of all, we need some soup, but we are going to be heading towards the storm because the fireflies came and took Taru and Sadie, but we're actually looking for the storm because it's our friend and her name's
Triggus! Stop!
They had asked for information, Kai.
We're just too much information.
Not much. How are you?
Hello. You're shutting down? What's going on?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the big storm coming through. We've heard that it's going to be headed in our direction, so we've decided to kind of prepare. We don't want to be caught unawares. We don't want anybody to get hurt. So everyone's, shut down their businesses, and we're all kind of coming together to help prepare the city to minimize the damage done by this storm.
Do you, by chance, know which direction the storm will be coming in from?
Well, as far as we've heard, it traveled, it was traveling north, and it went until it got all the way to the north coast, and then it started headed our way. So it started headed west. So started headed east. It'll be coming in from the west.
And how about the soup? Is there soup available?
Triggus.
He smiles. He smiles and he says, "Well, yes. To answer your question in short, the Switch Willow is the only place that's still open. It's kind of the hub of planning right now for everybody. It's that tavern over there. You can head on into the Switch Willow, and they can't. I don't know if they'll be able to give you a room for the night. Probably not, because they're, like I said, everyone's supposed to be shut down. But they might be able to help you out anyway, or strike a deal with you, in exchange for somewhere to sleep tonight."
Where would we, would the room be big enough for our horses?
There's no horses really allowed in the tavern. You could probably tie them up anywhere. Just so they'll be safe here, ma'am, sir. You're a sir, sorry. They'll be safe. I'm looking at Kim. They'll be safe here, sir. Your horses, this is a good little community. Nobody would hurt them or anything like that. You could tie them up darn near anywhere.
How about in my room?
Triggus. Okay, thank you for your help. We're gonna... Triggus, I think we need to have a conversation.
And he gives you like a curt nod, and he goes on his way.
Okay, so we do need to figure out what we're going to do. Are we going to sit here and wait for the storm to hit, or are we gonna go look for it? Also, Triggus, it's not a good idea to tell people about Shael. Don't do that.
It's a surprise.
People are gonna get really mad that Shael's destroying all these towns, but they don't know that she's not herself.
Oh, I should have added more information to tell them about how it all
Triggus,
started.
Triggus, just don't.
I was just a tadpole.
No, Triggus, you can't tell people about Shael.
Okay.
Or the gemstones. It's big hush hush, secret. It's like the gnomes. Remember when we had to keep the gnomes a secret?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did a good job.
You did a very good job.
Yes.
Now we gotta do that again, but with this.
Okay. All right. My secret is safe with you.
That doesn't come from me.
Do the three of you head into the Switch Willow?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. So you head into this tavern. Like I said, it's the only place in town that has any lights on. Right now, everything else does look shut down. It's a little bit darker than it was when you first came in, because you spent a few minutes chatting. You see that, like, a lot of the tables have been kind of pushed off to the sides, leaving room in the middle for supplies that people have been bringing in. They're storing things in here, it looks like. You see some people are kind of sitting at the tables along the edges, having a drink and resting, or having some soup. Like you mentioned, the bar does look like there's a barkeep behind it, and there's someone, running food to tables where people are sitting. There's people at other tables with like big scrolls kind of laid out, and look like they're planning or poring over these maps or plans or whatever they're looking at. It's not necessarily that one person is in charge, but everyone kind of seems to just step in where something is needed. It's not a panicked atmosphere at all. It's just very methodical. Just, this is what needs to be done, and so they're doing it.
Hello, what ho? I would just like to announce that this has nothing to do with our friend.
Triggus.
Is that how?
No.
Can we tell who the tavern owner or somebody who works there might be?
Yeah, you can, you would guess it would be there is one guy behind the bar, and he's a dragonborn, and there is an elf who is running soup or food back and forth to tables. So those seem to be at least 2 people who are working there.
Okay, yeah, let's go talk to the dragonborn behind the car. Okay, behind the counter.
Sweet.
Should I do that again?
No, you're good.
Okay,
I'll just leave it
Did
in.
she say behind the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Countertop and the bar.
I tried to say counter and bar, yeah.
Favorite.
Behind the car.
Oh, God.
Sitting behind the wheel of a Ferrari. Yeah, the 3 of you head over to the bar, and the barkeep kind of looks up and gives you a nod and says, what can I do you folks for? Are you what can I help you with?
What ho, fellow traveler? My name is Triggus. I just realized he's not a traveler. That's okay.
Oh, I thought that was on purpose.
No, that was him.
It's like when someone hands you your food and they're like, enjoy your meal, and you're like, you too.
Yeah. Yes, my name is Triggus Garganath. These are my friends, Rhakna and Kai. Who might you be?
Well, it's nice to meet you, Triggus, Rhakna, Kai. My name is Bruce. And he sticks his hand out to shake.
Hello, greetings. We are here for some soup.
I think something can possibly be arranged. You've come on sort of a strange night, but I can set you up with some soup, certainly.
Thank
We
you.
were actually hoping to maybe get a room.
Well, gosh. And he kind of like looks around and thinks for a second. Listen, I don't know if you've heard, but we're kind of closed down for the night. I don't have any available rooms for sale, but I mean, honestly, we could always use an extra hands around here. I'm sure if you guys pitched in a little, you're welcome to roll out your bedrolls here at the tavern tonight. I mean, like I said, I don't have any available rooms. They're all full. We're just kind of helping people who, if their place might not be stable enough to survive the storm, we've put them up here. So I don't have any rooms, but you're welcome to bring your bedrolls and sleep on the tavern floor tonight if you'd like to pitch in and help a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, it'll at least be a dry and warm place for the evening.
How long do you think until the storm is going to hit here?
Well, we're thinking that at its current pace, we probably still have a couple days. Day and a half if it moves faster. Still a couple days. We just don't want to be caught unawares. We want everyone to feel nice and secure and prepared for this storm.
Okay, well, yeah, we'd love to help out. What can we do?
Wonderful. Well, why don't you guys get some food in you first, and then come back and we'll get you set up with some things you can help us out with.
Have you got any steak? I could go for a steak right now.
He kind of he rubs his chin and he says, well, I don't have any steak per se, but I do have some pot roast, if that would be an acceptable alternative.
Yes, definitely.
All right. We've got pot roast and what for the 2 of you? Soup I heard
Yes,
for
your
the gentlemen.
finest soup.
I'll take some pot roast as well.
2 pot roasts and some soup coming right up. And he says, you guys can have a seat if you'd like. Someone will run it out to you. And he heads back into the kitchen.
So Triggus goes and sits down.
I think we follow Triggus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we teleported for some of the trip, but how long were we, on the road, basically? Or how long between cities, I guess? It's been a pretty long time since we've had a hot meal, right?
Yeah, it's probably been a hot minute. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, as soon as the food comes out, I just, inhale it in as few bites as possible.
Yeah.
Oh, we should probably talk about if we're going to, wait out the storm or, go after it. Because, if it's at all possible, it would be nice to head it off before it hits the town.
To try to talk her out of it.
Or, get her gemstone so she won't do it.
Oh, do we have it?
Yes.
Oh, Kai, that's a fabulous idea.
Yeah, we should definitely try to intercept her before she hits this place. There's no telling how much damage she could do to such a small town.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Did we have soup?
Yes, your food.
Yeah.
No, your food has actually been brought to your table. Rhakna said she wolfed hers down.
Yeah.
Super fast. Yes. The elf that you've seen running back and forth drops your food off at your table.
Okay, so Triggus puts a little on his shoulders and then enjoys the rest of it.
Love it. So, yeah, the three of you have your dinner and you're chatting about, headed towards Shael rather than waiting for her to get there.
So, like, is she, like, physically behind the storm, do you think? Like, how close would we guess that she's is to the storm?
I was kind of thinking she'd be right in the middle.
Oh, yeah. So we probably shouldn't take the horses right into the eye of the storm.
Sorry, Rob, we lost your horses in a tornado.
we charged them into the storm. Yeah, that wouldn't look very good. We should leave the horses behind. From here to where we estimate she is, I mean, it's all just forest between, right? Like, that's all.
Like coastal forest, so it's kind of like rocky coast, mountainous with pine trees.
Okay.
It's like Pacific Northwestery.
That sounds like fun.
It's like I moved to the coast of Oregon or something.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's like Oregon. It's rocky and piney.
It's Avron's Oregon. Got it.
It is, yeah.
I just wish there, I don't know. At first I was thinking we should try to fortify here, especially going out into the middle of a forest. I mean, I don't know, forest plus storm sounds bad.
It does.
But it would probably be best for the people here if we just go and try to stop it before it gets here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I already ate my last hot meal, huh?
I'm sure Triggus has some tea left. If you still want something warm.
I've always got garlic tea.
It's just the only two food items that Triggus owns is garlic and tea maker, so.
Right.
Of course. Well, okay, we've only got about a day or two, so I guess let's just do what we can so that we can earn our keep here tonight, and should we leave in the morning?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Yes, I agree.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
All right. I like it. The elf comes back to kind of clear away your dishes. And then you guys are left with your empty table and you're sitting at your table. What do you guys do?
Let's go talk to Bruce.
All right. As you approach Bruce again, he is kind of wiping down a spot on the bar, and he smiles and he says, did the three of you enjoy your meal?
Yes, it was very good.
Fabulous.
Oh, sir, you seem to have spilled some soup on your shoulder.
Yes, isn't it wonderful the way it glistens? It's been a long time.
Since you had soup on your shoulders?
He likes to pour soup on his shoulders. We don't question it. We just let it happen.
He's a fish. He kind of needs the extra moisture, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. Bruce looks highly confused.
It works better when you apply it directly than drinking it. So you said you had some work for us?
Bruce is thankful for the distraction as well, and he says, yes. We are putting together some just kind of emergency kits based on medical supplies and emergency supplies that everyone's kind of donated. There's not a lot to it. It's not difficult, but it'll be something that will help us out greatly. Is that something you're willing to help us do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. So Bruce kind of leads you over to one of the tables on the side. It's a longer table, and there is a goblin who is kind of sorting things out. It looks like people have been bringing in things from their homes, and Bruce walks you over to the table, and there is a goblin who is kind of like sorting through the donations that people have brought in and separating them kind of based on category. And he introduces you to the goblin, whose name is Bloyle.
Yes, it is.
Nobody laughs. Nobody laughs when they say his name. It's just a normal everyday name in Averin.
Oh, Bloyle.
Bloyle, boy.
Bloyle.
Oh, what have we done? Bloyle quickly, he kind of he nods to introduce himself. You can tell he's pretty focused on the task at hand. He gives you quick instructions of just sorting things out. He shows you, put like bandages in this pile, painkillers in this pile, food items in this pile, put like tinder boxes or things that start fires in this pile. Have I said aisle the whole sentence?
I think you said pile.
I'm pretty sure you said pile.
Okay, good. And he kind of just shows you to sort them out, and puts you right to work. And it's pretty mindless work.
And Triggus is just going through and then taking the supplies in front of him and then making hearts out of it. Hey, look
Triggus,
at this.
You're not helping.
I'm lifting spirits.
Right, but this is important stuff that they need.
Okay, so what do I do?
Just put in a pile.
And then I just gather it all up and put it in a pile. There you go.
Bloyle raises an eyebrow at you, Triggus, and he looks at your friends and he just says, "That's not quite how this works."
And then Triggus just watches how Rhakna's doing it and, oh, okay. So he starts putting stuff in piles.
This is probably like the easiest job they had, too.
I'm sure, yeah. So you guys start sorting, and Bloyle kind of says to you, "Are you guys running from this storm as well?"
No, we're actually... Oh, it's a secret. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. Happy birthday, Bloyle. Isn't it your birthday today? I thought I saw banners outside. Kai, do you see how I recovered?
You did not recover. You did not recover one bit. There was no recovery there.
Bloyle goes back to sorting piles and doesn't say anything else.
Sorry about our friend. He just kind of talks when he gets nervous. Well, we're not so much trying to avoid the storm as we are, we heard that, there was a really big prize for getting rid of it, so we're gonna go head first into it.
Yeah, we're professional storm chasers. This is what we do.
Yeah, it's for the bounty, the storm bounty.
Rhakna, I'm gonna need you to roll me a persuasion. I'm sorry. Roll a deception check. That's what I should have said. Deception.
The way I see it, I mean, they're gonna notice us going into the storm tomorrow, so...
Right.
I'll take it. It's a 10.
Bloyle half believes your story.
Well, it's like half true, so...
So now he looks from Triggus over to Rhakna, who's just told them that they're going to be running face first into this storm. And then he kind of looks at Kai questioningly. And he tilts his head and he raises his eyebrows like, "What do you have to say?" Are you as weird as the other two? Is what he's thinking.
We do like to chase storms. It's like our hobby. I don't know anything about this storm bounty. I don't know if that's a real thing. but
Whoa, okay, way to just throw me under the fantasy bus.
throwing you under the fantasy bus.
Throw her under the covered wagon.
There you go. Yeah, you threw me right under the cover.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You totally did.
we
You know, she throws Triggus under the wagon all the time.
I do. Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's to be expected.
Yeah, we actually like to gather data about storms and their patterns. Triggus.
Oh,
yeah.
bit of storm experts. Wonderful. Well, what can you tell us about this storm that's headed our way?
It's
so glad that you know. I'm so glad to run into experts. I mean, we could use all the information we can get about this storm and how to survive it.
Yeah, this storm is somewhat of an anomaly. We're fairly certain it has magical origins, so we're not positive how this is going to play out. It's unlike anything we've ever seen.
I'm really impressed with you right now.
Right?
Me too.
I just want to say that. That was like that was a very politician answer. That was perfect. Kai, if you don't already have an inspiration die, I'm gonna give you an inspiration. You get a point of inspiration for very convincing lies. Very convincing storm information. That was wonderful. Boyle looks really impressed. He raises his eyebrows and is nodding along like you're the expert and he doesn't want to look stupid in front of someone who knows so much about storms. So he nods along and he's like, yeah, that's real similar to the things I've heard too. It's good to know that we're all on the same page about it.
Yeah, she's the real expert. We're just the backup. Me, I'm in it for the storm bounty. That's why I said that. And Triggus here is Triggus here is fish. So she thought that he could probably be helpful in a watery storm like this. So, yep.
Wow. He looks he looks slightly he's again still nodding along and kind of like looking back and forth now between Rhakna and Triggus, like he's maybe reevaluating you guys a little bit and he says to Triggus, so this is a watery storm. I've also heard there's a lot of lightning, that green lightning in this storm. Do the water and the lightning being together, how does that affect the nature of the storm that's coming through?
It makes it scarier. It's dangerous and fun though, because excitement. And it can kind of mess with your hair is my main concern, because the static and then the humidity, it can really do a number on your hair.
He's still learning. We're working on this together. We're
We can never come back to this place again.
No.
But we have to because of our new friend Boyle.
Boyle is nodding. So yeah, more dangerous and more exciting, I suppose. This, yeah. Well, I would assume that you're going to be headed towards Katai then.
Yes, absolutely. That's our. We're leaving first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Yes. Good plan. Good plan. I hear they're going to get it right before we do. So, if you're looking to head into it, Katai would be a good place. Probably about as far as you'll get before it hits, if you do head out.
To Kai? Kai's coming with us. She's kind of our storm leader.
Storm leader. That's a pretty impressive title. Did you have to go to university for that?
Usually that's the way it goes, but I had more of an unconventional education, self-taught and all that.
Wow. Wow, a woman of the world. I'm impressed. Well, I'm grateful for your help here. I'm surprised they put you here and not doing something more urgent.
Well, with my friend Triggus here, we're just trying to find him, small things to do before he really, gets a grasp on what it is to be a storm leader.
So sort of an apprentice program, you would say.
Yes, yeah.
Wonderful. And this is so fascinating to me. I wouldn't mind learning more about storms myself. Would you say that your apprenticeship has been valuable to you so far?
No.
Just flat out no.
These two are my good friends, but they don't ever really let me do much. They try to, tamp down my spirit and keep me from having excitement.
Well, as I'm sure you've noticed, our friend Triggus here is a little different, and it's difficult for people to connect with him without... Oh, I don't even know how to describe it.
Bloyle kind of nods and rubs his chin a little thoughtfully. Huh.
Yeah, he's used to sea storms, storms in the sea, because he is a Triton. He lived in the sea for a very long time. And he's, getting used to above water storms.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Well, man, I'm just really blown away by the three of you, and I wish you all the best luck on your journey towards the storm. I hope you get a bounty. I hope that it works out for you guys.
Thank you, Bloyle.
Do you, young lady, speaking to Kai, do you have a card or something that you could leave with me? I'd love to maybe think about studying under you one day.
I do not have a card, but I could write down, I don't really have an address either, because, storm chasing and all that.
Oh, yes, he says very seriously. Yes, I understand.
She doesn't have a card because they all got wet from storms.
Oh my goodness.
Bloyle tries not to laugh.
But if you could give me your name and your mailing address once this is all over, I will, and I have a stable location, I will write to you.
Wonderful. Oh, I look so forward to it. And he pulls out a little scrap of paper from one of his little pockets, and he writes down his name, and he writes down a mailing address and hands you the slip of paper.
Thank you. And then I stick it in my bag.
And then from across the way, Bruce kind of yells, "Bloyle, I need your help in the kitchen." And Bloyle kind of he nods to the three of you and says, "It's been the highlight of my evening to chat with the three of you. Best of luck."
Thank you, Bloyle.
Thank you.
You're good here? You're okay here?
Yeah, we're good.
You got this. And he gives you a thumbs up, and he starts headed towards the kitchen and leaving the three of you behind.
We really gotta work on a better cover, guys. This is...
I'm so excited to find out we are storm experts. I didn't know this. And Rhakna, remember how you're talking about the bounty on the storm? Does that mean we get money or prizes when we find it?
Triggus. We're not storm experts.
Yet, because we haven't gotten to the storm yet, right?
No, Triggus, that that was a lie.
Kai, I'm disappointed. Oh,
We had to,
no.
Triggus.
Was that Triggus or Kim?
That's Triggus and Alexa's mother.
Yeah.
It's not good for people to know that a person is causing these storms, especially a person that's your friend.
But I think they'd really like her.
They can meet her once we've
We
made
can
her
bring
better.
her back to meet Bloyle.
We could do that, but we have to give her gemstone and make sure she's better before we can bring her around other people.
Okay.
And before we can tell other people about her.
Okay.
That's why I told them that we were storm experts, because we're going towards the storm.
Okay. So what about Rhakna's lie about the prizes?
That was... yeah.
That you nailed it. That's all it is. It's a lie about prizes.
That's something you should never lie about.
Well, Triggus, sometimes you just gotta think on your feet, and I did not.
Sometimes you fall a little flat.
So what do we do now?
Now we're gonna finish our task here that Bloyle has set for us. Then we're gonna go to bed, and in the morning we're gonna go after the storm.
Okay.
And unless the three of you have anything else that you'd like to add, I'm gonna kind of say that this will wrap up your evening. You spend the rest of the evening doing your task. Does anyone have anything they want to say or talk to each other about first?
The horses. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with the horses. Are we gonna leave them here? Because what if we...
Let's just ask if we can tie them up here at the tavern. The outside, on the side that the storm isn't coming from. Maybe they can watch them for us we should only be gone a couple days, right?
Yeah. Hopefully we can fix the storm before it comes for our horses.
I love how concerned Kai is with the horses.
I do too. I truly do.
Those are
she's the responsible one.
The horses are always the first thing on my mind.
She learns from her mistakes.
That's what it is. She learns and the rest of us don't.
I'm gonna kind of, if it's okay, gloss over and say that, yeah, you guys are able to, they actually, they say that they've put up the rest of the horses in town in the stable, and there's enough room to squeeze those two in. They do give you a couple of weird looks, to find out that you're going to be traveling towards the storm, and you're on foot as well, that they're a little, they understand because horses wouldn't do much better, but, but they do agree to stable your horses for you.
Cool.
So then we're going to say that you guys finish up, sorting out the items, and Bruce happily points you to a spot on the floor, kind of towards the back of the tavern, where there's not as much foot traffic coming in and out, not as many people, so it's kind of darker and quiet, a little secluded. It's still on the floor of the main room of the tavern, but it's a space for y'all to sleep for the evening before you head out in the morning.